What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for SWV Xscape, the Queens of R&B, Season 1, Episode 2. The episode was titled Pray on It. Alright, guys, so before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, do me a favor and stop taking me out in this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys can do that by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's discuss SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B, shall we? All right, you guys, so the one thing that I want to say and put out on the forefront is I have no godly idea why Latasha thought that this show would be a good idea to do. This show is not a good look for you, sis. That solo career that you're so longing for, I don't think it's gonna be a good one. I just gotta put that out there in the forefront. I just don't think it's gonna come to fruition, right? Because you're moving kind of dirty, you're moving kind of shisty. Just saying. So this episode, we open up where we left off in the last one with the drama between Latasha, Tamika, and Mama Gloria. Mama Gloria, I really do believe you probably got some of that money from that $30,000 that Tamika is talking about, right? Because you are doing a whole lot, right? You're telling the camera crew to stop, right? If you know that Latasha and Rocky didn't take Tamika's money, all you got to say is, Tamika, you know that your sister did not take that money, and, you know, show proof or whatever. But the way that Ms. Mama Gloria is reacting, it just makes me feel like Rocky and Tamika did cash them checks, allegedly, and allegedly gave Mama Gloria some of that money. Now, did some of that money go to Mama Gloria's wig? No. That's shady. But yeah, I'm Team Tamika, right? And I really do believe Tamika when she says that her sister and Rocky took her money. It's just the fact that Mama Gloria is not even listening to what Tamika is saying. It's all about Latasha. And that's my issue. It's like, ma'am, you are more concerned about one daughter over the other. And it does go to show what Tamika was saying, that you show favoritism. Like, you are definitely showing favoritism toward Latasha. So that scene ended. So then we see SWV. We see, you know, Coco and her son. We see Lily and we see Taj, right? So then after that, and I will say, you know, Coco, I love Coco and her son. Is his name Jalen? I love their relationship. I love their relationship. It's so cute. So the next thing we see is we see Candy. So Candy is at the candy factory. And so Candy, talking about she don't do charcuterie board. Okay, Candy, but you eat. Girl, you love food. I guess you're just not a healthy food eater. Neither am I. Because, you know, when Tamika and Tiny showed up, Candy was eating some chicken wings. Baby, one thing we know about Candy, Candy's gonna eat. So, excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. So, Tamika, Tiny, Candy, they all sat down, right? So Tamika was telling them about the situation that happened between her mom and Latasha, right? And then she played this voicemail from her mama. It's so many things that I want to, like, it's so much that you want to say about Mama Gloria. Like I said, I do believe that Mama Gloria got some of the money from, you know, Rocky and Tamika. Again, allegedly, right? Because Tamika in her interview was telling us that, you know, she was pregnant at the time with her daughter, and her other daughter was in college. So she said that her mama told her, well, maybe Latasha needed the money. Bitch, she didn't need my money. That's the money she didn't need. And I was pregnant and I had a child in college. So who really needed the money? It damn sure wasn't Latasha. And again, the money was Tamika's, not Rocky's, not Latasha's, and not Mama Gloria's. That money belonged to Tamika. 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 Na Latasha. Rocky. Mama Gloria. It belonged to Tamika. I really do feel bad for Tamika. I really do. Because in this scene, you can definitely see when she's talking to Candy and Tiny, she was talking about the fact that, she's always basically defended her sister against both Candy and Tiny, right? And it's definitely been to a detriment to yourself, right? Like, you've defended your sister, but now at this particular moment, your sister doesn't have your back. Your sister is treating you like you have leprosy or something, right? So she played the voicemail for Candy and for Tiny, right? So basically, in a nutshell, Mama Gloria is like, girl, you ain't got no God in you. You this, you that. And if I find out that you put your hands on your sister, I'ma kick your tail. It's very reminiscent of Mama Joyce when she told Karma. When she told Karma she'll kick her ass, when she'll drag her. It's very reminiscent of that. But here's my issue when it comes down to this situation with Tamika and her mom, right? Mama or not, you are not gonna call my phone and threaten me. Absolutely not. Like, I would have hit redial and I would say, look here, old bitch. I don't know who the fuck you calling and telling me that if I put my hands on somebody that you're gonna kick my tail, run your ass down here in front of my face and say that shit and see, I'll pop you in your motherfucking jaw. That would have been me. Like, I would have cussed that old woman out. And no disrespect to their mama, but I would have cussed that woman out from here to next year. She would have been like, oh my God, Tamika called me back and she just blessed me. You goddamn right I would have blessed her. Like, that is so, like, you can literally see that you are picking your daughter's side and you are Team Latasha. So then we got Latasha. Latasha talking to Rocky about it, and Rocky's like, well, how did my name get brought up in it? I didn't steal it. Well, somebody cashed her check, and it wasn't her. So, yeah, it sounds like it might have been you, allegedly. So, not Tamika, but Latasha talking about how out of control it was. It was out of control because y'all were gaslighting Tamika. Oh, baby, I can't stand somebody who tries to gaslight you. So, Tasha, in her interview, was talking about the fact that her sister is a known liar. Girl, she lied for you when she went on the radio show saying that Candy had slept with basically any man that had a penis. Oh, Latasha, girl. I'm going to bring it up a little bit later, you guys. Then she called her sister stiff and aggressive. I'm like, Latasha, I really want you to watch these 2 episodes that we've saw so far. And every time you're in the scene with the girls, you're the one that is stiff and come off very aggressive. It ain't Tamika, it ain't Tiny, it ain't Candy. It is you, sis. You. So Tasha's saying, she questions if she wants to do anything with the group. Girl, it ain't a question. That is a statement. We know that you don't want to do anything with this group at this point. I wish that when it comes to Latasha, I wish Latasha would just have the balls to just say, like, yeah, I don't really fuck with Candy, Tiny, I love you, Tamika, girl, you whatever. I don't want to do no shit with y'all. I want to do my solo project. I would have a lot more respect for Latasha if she did that instead of the sneaky, underhanded shit that she's doing, because that's what's bothering me. I don't like somebody that is sneaky like that. Like, that is something that just grinds my gears. Like, you don't have to sneak around. Keep it real. Be a buck. Be a woman or a man about whatever it is that you're doing. And that's where Latasha loses me, is that she can't be 100% real about this shit, right? So let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. I will say, when it comes to the scenes with SWV, the scenes with SWV are cool for what they are, right? Because SWV has been able to work through whatever issues they've had over the years. And their issues are not, it's not something that they still have beef about, right? They've worked through it. And I think that's the issue with Xscape, that Xscape has not, like Mona said in Candy, I did watch Candy speak on it last week. Like Mona said in her speak on it with Candy, like, y'all put a Band-Aid over a bullet wound. Like, y'all are not healing from this stuff. Y'all want to, like, And I'm not gonna sit here and just put it all on Latasha, right? It's all of them. It's all of them. Y'all don't really just work through your issues, and that's the detriment of the group. Y'all have issues, but y'all don't want to talk about them. Like, we don't know. I mean, who knows what the real issue is between Candy and Latasha? Like, I feel like it's been years and years of shit that they've brushed over, glazed over, and they've never once talked about it. And it could probably something be so minuscule that they'd be like, "That's what you got an issue with, girl? That is so stupid." Like, that's really what it feels like, right? But Lily was telling her story about, coming from the Bronx. Is that where she was from? The Bronx? God dang it, I forgot. But she moved to Atlanta. Her mom passed away in '96. She has her sisters. She was talking about when they made it big, all she wanted to do was buy a bed, and she bought a king size mattress. She was talking about she got pregnant at 15. She couldn't she couldn't really work at the time, so she had to get 2 part-time jobs and then go to the studio. And her mom was watching her daughter, and she heard their first song on the radio, and she went and bought a king size mattress. So then we see this scene where Tamika met up with Taj, right? So, they were talking about the meeting that they had, and, Taj was like, I loved the ideas that you had, and I absolutely love Tamika's ideas too, right? I think with Xscape, like I just said a few minutes ago, the issues are that they have so much stuff that's bottled up. It's like, like how when you shake up a bottle, and all that pressure, and if you don't open the bottle, if you open the bottle right away, it's gonna all spill out, right? But if you just let it sit and settle, then you don't have that big mess. And I think that's what Xscape needs, is shake that bottle up. Just shake it up, shake it real good, and just release it, right? Just slowly, how you open a bottle, you shake it up, and you slowly open it to release some of the pressure in there. And I think that's what Xscape needs to do, is just release whatever the hell it is bottled up, because there's definitely a lot of shit that is bottled up with the group. I feel like some of it could be the industry in itself, and also some of it could just be the girls, right? The girls, the industry, the label. I think it's just so much underlying stuff with them. I really do. And I just want them to be able to deal with it. Like, y'all are too old for this shit, number one. Y'all are way too old for this shit. It's child. It looks, on television, it looks very childish as hell. So, Tamika was telling Taj about, the issues with her mom and her sister. And, for me, I feel like Tamika needs to go seek therapy, because you can see that she sought the approval and the love of her mother. And I think she needs to sit down and talk to somebody, right? And just let that out as well. I definitely feel like she needs to let that out. So let's pause here and move forward, you guys. So next up, we see Tamika. So we're at Tamika's house, right? So Candy came over, Tandy, Tamika, and Latasha. They all came over, right? Once again, once they're all sitting down, who has the stank-a-dank attitude? You guessed it, Latasha. So Tamika, Tanya told Latasha, "You go first, right?" And she didn't want to go first. So Tiny says, "I feel like we need to get new management, right? Because after the verses, nothing really came in for us. And are we washed up? Are we done?" And they were like, "No." She's like, "Okay then." So then Candy chimes in and says, "Well, I do think that we need to get new management, because it's been a year or two under these people, and come to find out, the people that they're under management with are people who Latasha and Rocky know." I'm like, well, shit, that says a lot right there. They ain't doing nothing for you all. They're probably doing everything for Latasha. So then Tasha says, "Well, I'm gonna pray on it." Oh, girl, that passive aggressive shit. That's one thing that I can see that Latasha and Candy have in common. They're both they both are passive aggressive. And I think that might also be the issue, right? I think that also might be the issue, that they don't really why they don't just address things flat out. Because even Tiny was saying, with us, we just brush stuff under the rug and we don't really deal with it. And she feels like they need to fix it. And I'm like, amen. Like, there are so many issues here. Y'all just kind of brush over the stuff. Y'all don't want to work through it. Y'all just want to, it's like y'all just want to do like a patch job on it and not really fix the issues, right? So Tamika asked Latasha, "Are you still mad at me, or why are you still mad at me, or whatever?" She said, right? And Latasha was like, "We're not talking about it right here." And she was like, "What do you mean we're not talking about it?" She's like, she said this. She said something about my mother, and Tamika looked at her like, "My mother, our mother." She said, "No, you said my mother." She said, "Well, I fixed it." No, girl, but you said my mother at first, right? Like, Tasha's energy is so dark. It's like a dark cloud just comes over and it just sits there until she's gone. I don't know what they're going to do to fix it. I don't know if they can fix it. I really don't know if they can fix it. There's something interesting. I don't know if they can fix the issues. Because at this point, it's just years and years and years of stuff that is piled on. So they would have to, like, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. So the next thing, we have some more scenes with, SWV. So Coco and Taj, they went home. Coco went to Virginia, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Taj went to Tennessee or Nashville. No, she went to she went to Tennessee. She went to Nashville. So she lives in Nashville, but they feel like, but for them to rehearse, it's easier for them to go to Atlanta. And you guys know that Lily lives in Atlanta, right? So we see Coco with her mother. Her mom taught her how to sing. Growing up, she sang in a church, and her mother necessarily wasn't a fan of R&B music. So when the group came together, Coco said that she told her mama that it was a gospel group. But then when the contract started coming out, she had to tell her, no, it's an R&B group. And her mama really wasn't here for it until she bought a car. I was like, money talks, son. So we know that Coco's son sings. Now, I didn't know that they thought that, they want him to be a dentist, right? But her oldest son she said an emo rapper? I've never heard emo. I don't even know I know what emo is, but I never knew that there was such a thing. Well, let's pause here and wrap up the episode, you guys. All right, you guys, so we see Candy in the studio with, I think it's DJ A1 and Todd, right? And that song that Candy was listening to, I wish she would release that song. It actually sounded like a really good song, and I would buy it. So they asked Candy if, she in a group talked, and Candy was like, we did talk, and it was very, very interesting. So, Todd is talking about trying to figure out what the issue is with Tamika, Now, on the flip side, Latasha is talking to Rocky, right? So Candy says, well, the dislike started when we were younger, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint what the real issue is. And Todd was like, no, it's not. And I agree with Todd. I don't necessarily think that the issue is hard to pinpoint. I'm pretty sure if you guys sit down, because let's just be real. It's three sides to a story. It's three sides to this situation with Latasha and Candy. It's Latasha's side, it's Candy's side, and it's what's in the middle. Like, there are three sides to this story. And I'm not, I know everybody says, oh, it's Latasha. I do think the bulk of it is Latasha, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say Candy is completely innocent. She might, you can do, let's be real, you guys. You have your nonverbal cues, right? Your nonverbal speaks a lot louder than your verbal. So I don't know non-verbally what, there are things that, Latasha could probably see from Candy that could probably make her feel like, okay, well, this girl don't like me. So, I'm not going to sit here and just, like I said, 100% place it on Latasha, but I believe that the bulk of it is Latasha. So again, there's Latasha's side, Candy's side, the middle. I feel like that's what it is, right? And I wish they could sit down and talk about it, right? Now, let's talk about Latasha and Rocky. I don't understand why Rocky, when he was sitting there talking to Latasha, because Latasha was talking about her and Tamika, then he talks about the group, then he talks about Candy, and the fact that, they're talking about Candy's solo album. Now, no shade to Candy, right? I don't remember her, but see, for me, when Candy's solo album came out, I believe that album, I think if it wasn't 99, it had to be 2000. So between that time frame, I was 99, I was 10 to 11 years old. So I was listening to the songs, but for Candy, the only song that I remember, when you're out in the club, don't think I'm not. Like, that's the only song that I remember from Candy. And then you get to Real Housewives of Atlanta when she released I Fly Above. So those are the only songs that I really remember from Candy. But Latasha is trying to blame Candy for her failed solo career. So she's saying that in 98, I believe, that she was going to work on her solo album, but that got shelved, and then Candy came out with her solo album. And I'm like, but what's the comparison? Like, I don't understand. Like, your album got shelved, her album came out. What does one have to do with the other? I was thoroughly confused. Like, I'm like, what does that have to do with this? Like, it doesn't equate to me. How does her, I mean, if anything, I would have think that would have been a good little bit of a competition for you two guys, right? You guys were both from the same group. I'm just kind of confused how that had anything to do with Candy. I don't get it. I'm thrown for a loop with how that has to do anything with Candy, but okay. I mean, I guess if you feel that way, you feel that way. But I think you might be barking up the wrong tree. Just saying. This last scene of the episode, you guys, this scene bothered the shit out of me so badly. The record label bothered me, Latasha bothered me, and so did Rocky. I don't think God would put, this is a messy situation, so y'all can't say nothing with God in this situation. I'm talking about the record label, right? So Latasha sits down with the label. They ask her, does the group know she's there? She says no. Rocky's like, I thought you told them. I was like, girl, your husband just literally threw you under the fucking bus and you just sitting here looking at him and laughing. Okay. So then she sang that song, her song. No shade to Latasha, that song wasn't given what you thought it was given. All them runs that you did, it wasn't given, sis. It just wasn't given. I don't understand why you think that you're gonna have a flourishing solo career. God don't bless no mess. Seriously. But good luck to you. I won't be buying it. I can guarantee you I ain't buying your music. I won't stream it. I won't look at it, listen to it, nothing. I know she got a video out. I haven't even watched the video for her song. Good luck to you, sis. And I used to be a big fan of Latasha, but this show right here, it just doesn't paint you in the best of a lights. I don't know why I did that accent, but it just doesn't paint you in the best of light. It really, truly doesn't. But that's really all I got, you guys. Whew. This show right here. This show right here shows Latasha is the problem. Work on yourself, sis. You want to pray on things, pray on your attitude. Pray on that. Pray on that. But that's it, you guys. Ooh, and I was about to say something not so nice. Your husband is going to be a detriment to you. That's the nicest thing I can say about your husband. He's a detriment to you, but like the video, you guys. Subscribe to the channel. Turn your post notifications on and share the video. And until the next time, you guys, please stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.